Today's lesson is on subtracting mixed numbers. We're going to find the difference, and then we're going to write our answer in simplest form. So for number 1, we have 6 2/3 minus 4 1/6. Our first step is to see if we have common denominators. So our denominator for our first mixed number is a 3, so that fraction has a 3, and for the second one we have a 6. Since these are different, we need to make them the same. So we need to find our least common denominator, or our least common multiple of 3 and 6. That number would be 6. So for our first fraction, we need to multiply by 2 so that we can get 6 in the denominator. We would multiply our numerator and our denominator by 2. Our whole number will stay the same. It stays as 6. 2 times 2 is 4, and 3 times 2 is 6. So now we have 6 and 4/6. And now we're going to subtract 4 and 1/6. We did not have to change the second fraction because we had a denominator of 6. Now we can go ahead and subtract our fractions. So we have 4/6 minus 1/6. Since our denominator is the same, we subtract our numerators. So 4 minus 1 is 3. So we have 3/6. Now 6 minus 4 is 2. So our answer is 2 3/6. The directions did say to write our answer in simplest form. 3/6 can be simplified because we can divide the top and the bottom both by 3. So this will equal 2, and then 3 divided by 3 is 1. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. So our answer is 2 1/2. Now for number 2, we have 7 3/4 minus 2 1/3. Our first step is to see if we have a common denominator. Our denominators are different, so we need to come up with our least common denominator or our least common multiple. Our least common multiple of 4 and 3 is 12. So we will multiply 3/4 by 3. So that way we can get 12 in our denominator. Our whole number will stay the same. It will stay 7. 3 times 3 is 9. And 4 times 3 is 12. And now we're going to subtract our second mixed number. We have a denominator of 3, so we're going to need to multiply by 4 so we can get a denominator of 12. So we'll multiply the numerator by 4 as well. The whole number will stay the same. It stays 2. And 1 times 4 is 4. And 3 times 4 is 12. So now we have 7 9/12 minus 2 4/12. First, we're going to subtract our fractions. 9/12 minus 4/12. Since the denominator is the same, we subtract the numerators. 9 minus 4 is 5. So we have 5/12 for the fraction. And then for our whole number, we have 7 minus 2, and that is 5. 5/12 is simplified, so our answer is 5 5/12. Now for number 3, we have 8 7/10 minus 3 1/2. Our first step is to see if we have a common denominator. Our denominators are different. We have a 10 and we have a 2. Our least common denominator, or our least common multiple, will be 10. So our first denominator is already 10, so we'll leave this fraction the same. So we'll have our whole number of 8, and then our fraction will stay 7/10. So this mixed number did not change at all. And now we're going to subtract, and for our second fraction, we need to multiply by 5 so that we can get 10 in the denominator. We need to multiply the numerator by 5 as well. The whole number for our mixed number stays the same, and the fraction then becomes 1 times 5 is 5, and 2 times 5 is 10. So now we have 8 7/10 minus 3 5/10. First, we'll subtract our fractions. 7/10 minus 5/10. Our denominator is the same, so we subtract the numerators. 7 minus 5 is 2. So we have 2/10 for the fraction, and then for the whole number, 8 minus 3 is 5. So we have 5 and 2/10. We do need to write this in simplest form. Our fraction can be divided by 2. The numerator can be divided by 2, and so can the denominator. So this will equal 5, and then 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So our answer is 5 1/5. And now for number 4, we have 9 1/2 minus 8 1/4. First, we need to look at our denominators. We have a 2 and a 4. Since they're different, we need to find the least common denominator, or the least common multiple, of 2 and 4. That number would be 4. So we need to multiply our first fraction by 2. The whole number stays the same. It stays 9. And then for the fraction, 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. And then we're going to subtract the second mixed number, 8 1/4. The fraction for this mixed number did not change because our denominator was already 4. Now we can subtract our fractions, 2/4 minus 1/4. Since our denominator is 4 for both of them, we subtract the numerator. 2 minus 1 is 1. So we have 1/4. And then 9 minus 8 is 1. So our answer is 1 1/4.